without further ado, why don't we get on to how we actually made the Daddio model. So, at the moment, we are making or refining the top of the extra large burning torch. This one is going to be a present for my dad. As you can kind of see here, you get some underlay just where it doesn't look quite so good. So we basically hand sand it with tiny little strips and go under each one individually and just sand it down. Then we're going to choose the gem locations. So I'm probably going to put gems in the normal positions, which is in between each one of these, but I've got to put those holes in before we go and paint it, and then after painting you kind of refine it and then you put the gems on and attach it at the end. So yeah, I've just finished marking out the marks for where we're putting the gems. So we mark the middle point, then we mark the center point, and then we have what is basically a dart tip that we heat to melt the very start, and then from there that's when we begin drilling out these holes. Time to start drilling, and we'll go from there. So we've just fitted the first diamond. I made a slight change. I was going to go purple here, but we're actually going diamond, then the large purple diamond, and then the red rubies either side, and then the big one of those here. So that's the plan. First one has been fitted and it is actually looking pretty fresh. It's flush, it's popped in and sorted, so happy days. So I've just finished decorating the base and I've done the signing. So we've got number, model. Of course this is for my Daddio, so he's Daddio number 1, of course. So we've moved on, we finished the sanding side and we've measured the holes where they should be, measured it again after scoring, and then we've heated the end of a dart and just basically made the initial pre-holes. They don't go all the way through. We're now going to move on to the drilling and we're going to make these holes bigger. So we've just done the initial drill hole, which was a 0.5mm, and then we've sized up to a 4mm, which is pretty good. It went through really cleanly, it's really nice. We're just going to sand it, and then we're going to taper it on the outsides to make sure the gems fit nicely. Let's go. Well, we've done the holes and we've slightly tapered them, and now I just want to check how it's going. Obviously I'm doing this one-handed, so it's fairly difficult to manage everything in one. Yes. Okay. Overall, that looks pretty good. Fit really well. So yeah, pretty happy with that. We can move on to the painting. We've moved forward and fully primered the extra large torch, which is going to be my dad's birthday present, as you guys probably know by now. Pretty happy with how it is. Obviously, if you've seen the other videos, we put all these holes in before, tapered them, done everything. That's where these gems are going to be. We've selected the gems we want, sorted the rings, sanded everything down, upped the quality, signed it, and yeah. So next up is to get the paint going, and then after we've done the paint we can put the gems in, and away she goes. So we are going for an ultramarine. I am doing the first layer as it's a birthday present for my dad. I am doing it all by hand just to make it, you know, extra special, I suppose, but it's going well. Ultramarine, and then I'm going to mix in some I can't even say that, but a lighter, nicer blue, and then we're going to refine it and do our special metallic lacquer to finish to make it really sparkle, and then add the gems. Oh yeah. So it's coming along quite well so far. We've basically finished 2 layers and 1 layer in parts, not quite completed the second layer yet, and we're going to start adding the different colours and the shading next to polish it off. So, after many hours of painting and trials, and you can see in parts still drying, we have come up with this base colour. So, I'll try and show you with this. So we've got quite a dark, almost navy blue, they call it ultramarine, moving over to a lighter colour at the back. I should maybe have put the lighter with the gems, but at the same time I thought that being darker would make the gems really shine, whereas on the back at least you know you've got a difference. I've blended it quite nicely. I haven't tried to go too much into the colour, if this can show you what I mean. In parts, like down here, it's a bit like of a faint blue, so very similar to the worn torch we've done here, where there's a, if I can get it to focus, can you focus please? There's a green warm bit, we've coloured it, we've tried it. I mean, this is quite an old one now, but yeah. So this is what we've got. We've got ultramarine front, quite dark, if I can try and get some light on it, quite dark, and then it moves to a lighter on the rear side of the torch. You may be wondering, why is it not lighter where the gems are? I wanted the gems to stand out. You know, it's nice to have the gems to stand out. So I thought darker at the front, lighter at the back where there's no gems. I've even done the base, if you can kind of tell, it's got dry more, but there's a darker and a lighter side. There's the light side, there's the darker side, and the lighter side's still drying. And then we've got the shaft, which is same again, lighter at the rear, darker at the front. After that, we have to apply our clean lacquer layer, which is shiny metallic, to give it an extra special effect. And then the gems go on and it's done. Decided to do was mix some purple and black together, making sure to have some darker patches, some lighter patches, a different mix, so we get a mix of colour, kind of with the blue as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this to accentuate, I suppose, the torch on the front fascia. So this is how we're going to kind of mark it out, and we're going to see how it works. Hopefully it will give a really nice kind of marked, kind of worn, aged look to it. And here are our final results. Don't they shine? So that's our darker side, there's our lighter side. The torch shining away in the light. Oh, I want to put it together. And there she is. Pre-gemmed, of course. Look at that. Damn. It already sparkles like diamonds. And here she is. Finally complete. See the masterpiece that I have wrought. We were going to colour the rings and just decided against it on this model. It just didn't quite feel right. Time to put it together. And just for comparison, there's our medium, there's our tea light, and here, suitingly enough, is Big Daddy. I wish there was more sun so you... And here it is. This is how I'm going to pack it, because I'm already late getting there for his birthday. I've got a candle underneath. Boxes of 2 candles in each, and then the glass containers there. Look how it shines. And then we're just going to pack it over nice and gently. And there you go. #1 Daddio packed up ready for the #1 Daddio.